Hello, everybody. I am Bill Buckmaster. This is the Buckmaster Show on this Thursday, September the 13th, 2012, the anniversary of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, penned on this date in 1814. The home of the Buckmaster Show is AM 1030 KVOI. We like to call it Tucson's intelligent voice. We're streaming the show at buckmastershow.com. That's my website. And at the station's website, kvoi.com. And we make it very easy for you to hear our program. If you miss it live, we post it to buckmastershow.com. We post it to the TucsonSentinel.com, to TucsonCitizen.com, and gvnews.com. That's the website for the Green Valley News and Sohorita Sun. They now have a link to the Buckmaster Show. We are live noon to 1 each weekday. Today's show, Republican Martha McSally will give us an update on her quest to become a United States representative from Arizona's 2nd Congressional District. 20 minutes past the hour, Republican Christopher Ackerley. He's one of 3 running for 2 seats in the state legislature from LD number 2. 30 minutes past the hour, the monsoon is gone. Did we make a dent in the decade-long drought? Our Arizona Water Quarterly series features David Modier today. He heads up the Central Arizona Project. Then we close out the show. Controversial new research and study about fish oil supplements. We'll talk with Jack Challam, the nutrition reporter, about that. We encourage you to be part of the conversation on the Buckmaster Show live line 790-2040. You can also submit your questions during the show. We'll keep an eye on the Buckmaster Show Facebook page. If you have a question, we'll try to get it on the air. Joining us now on the Buckmaster Show live line, Republican candidate for U.S. Representative in Congressional District 2, Colonel Martha McSally, the first female fighter pilot to fly in combat, the first to command a fighter squadron in combat in United States history. It was 10 years ago that Martha McSally earned national recognition for successfully overturning a military policy requiring all U.S. servicewomen to wear Muslim clothing when off base in Saudi Arabia. Colonel McSally, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Bill. Thanks for having me back.
How's the campaign going?
It is going great. We've got 54 days till Election Day, and people are voting starting in about 29 days. Our first TV advertisement went up yesterday. Hopefully people have seen it. If you haven't, you can also check it out on YouTube or go to our Facebook page and see it. And we've been tirelessly out and about in the community. Yesterday, I had an incredible opportunity to participate again in the Missing in America Project ceremony to bring 19 veterans to their final resting place in the Sierra Vista Veterans Cemetery. And these are indigent and homeless veterans that nobody had claimed their remains. And this awesome project has come together to go find them and to figure out which ones are veterans and to bring them full military honors and bring them home. And it's just been a privilege. The second time I've participated. So gave the keynote speech at the 9/11 remembrance ceremony down in Green Valley at the American Legion on Monday, and we've got meet and greets and getting out in neighborhoods and walks and calls, and we're hitting it hard.
Is there a sharp contrast between yourself and your opponent, the incumbent Ron Barber?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the June election was about serving out Gabby Giffords' term, and Ron Barber, as her staffer, was who the people selected to do that. And the November election is about the future. Who is the right person who's got the right expertise and record and proven leadership to solve the complex problems that are facing our country? Our first ad is called The Pioneer Spirit. And Southern Arizona is filled with pioneers and rugged individuals. And, you know, that's the core of who I am. And I'm a leader, and we need leadership right now in Washington, D.C. We need people who are going to figure out how to solve problems, bring people together, and get things done. And I've got a proven record of doing that now for almost 28 years, 26 in uniform. And that's what I bring to the people of Southern Arizona.
The Democrats are saying that Ron Barber has a comfortable lead. I know that some of the polling done by the Republicans show that this is a very close race, and I know you would like national support from the Republican Party. That is yet to come. Do you expect it?
Actually, we do have it, and our poll shows that I am within 5 points of Mr. Barber with a margin of error of just less than that. So we are neck and neck right now. And again, we're getting out with our message early and quickly through our grassroots program, through going up on television, mailings, and other things. So, this is neck and neck right now, and we were named a young gun by the National Republican Congressional Committee. They decided last week that they announced it this week, and that's a big deal. That means that you have met their thresholds, that you have a path to victory, that you've met fundraising thresholds, and you have a professional organization and a good campaign plan. And so far, only 39 candidates in the entire country have been named young guns. So, the joke is the top gun is now a young gun, which is important. So, yeah, they are realizing that we have a path to victory, and this race is in play, and so we have their support.
What should the response be from the American government on the attack on the American consulate this week in Libya that killed our ambassador and 3 other State Department employees?
This is such an unbelievable travesty. The first time we've had a U.S. ambassador killed since 1979 in Afghanistan. This is we need to condemn those attacks. We need to condemn them strongly. And we do need to make sure that our people that are serving around the world are safe and secure. So there needs to be a full investigation, and we need to bring the people to justice who have committed these murders. So there needs to be strong condemnation, and we need to be keeping the families in our thoughts and prayers for those who lost their lives. This is just unacceptable. Because
of your experience in the military in the Middle East, do you feel that you have a better grasp on foreign affairs issues than Congressman Barber does?
Well, absolutely. I mean, as you know, I'm a distinguished graduate from the Air Force Academy. I've got 2 master's degrees, one in public policy with an international security focus from Harvard, and another one in strategic studies from the Air War College. And as a senior military officer, commanding my squadron in combat and at the strategic level, we're responsible for understanding and being a part of our national security plans and strategies, which many of them, our threats are emanating out of the Middle East. In my last job, I was a professor of national security studies at a place called the Marshall Center, and so I was teaching these issues and how to bring secure our interests both nationally and regionally. And a lot of them are continentally. So that is my experience and expertise, and I can certainly speak to it. We've got multiple threats coming out, whether it's a potential nuclear Iran, whether it's what's going on in Egypt, now what's happening in Libya. I mean, this is very complex stuff, and I can speak to it through my education and my experience, far greater than Mr. Barber.
What are you hearing about debates with Mr. Barber?
Well, we've been asked to participate in many debates, and we've agreed to all of them, but Mr. Barber, unfortunately, has not agreed to hardly any of them so far. So they've had to cancel a few requests that we had already said we would come to. He has agreed now to one only in Sierra Vista in late October, sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. I really hope that the people of Southern Arizona demand that their 2 candidates get out in front of them and debate the issues often. This is a really important election, and they deserve to see both of their candidates, be able to see them talking on their feet, what their understanding are of issues, what their profile's like, what their energy level's like, how they're going to solve these problems, how they're going to move forward, and what our differences are in the issues. So I really hope that they're going to step up and be willing to debate more, because so far they've been canceling and not responding.
So you're saying the only scheduled debate would be one in Sierra Vista, nothing in the Tucson area?
There's been several requested in the Tucson area, and we have offered ourselves to every single one of them, but not one at this point has been secured by Mr. Barber's team.
Well, I'll extend an invitation to both of you right now. Why don't you sit down on the Buckmaster radio show together?
Absolutely. So I'm ready to do that. Again, this is an important election. This is about who's going to go to Washington, D.C., fight for the people of Southern Arizona, and represent their interests. And so the people of the district deserve to kind of hear from both of the candidates, see where they're coming from, what their background is, what qualities they have, and where they are in the issues. And we're ready to do that. So you just name the date and the time, and we'll be there.
Tell me about what are you hearing is the number one issue? Is it health care? Is it the economy? And how are you going to solve that number one issue?
The number one issue for the people of Southern Arizona is the economy. Our economic stagnation has been going on way too long. People are unemployed, underemployed, working 2 jobs. Their net worth has gone down. Their economic security for their future and for their kids is being impacted, which then impacts, of course, their availability of health care and a number of other things. So it's the job of the federal government to take the uncertainty out of the economy and to create the environment so that small businesses can start growing again. 7 of 10 jobs come from small businesses, as you know. And right now, everybody's holding on to their resources. They're not hiring. They're not investing because they don't know are the taxes going to go up? Do we have new government mandates? And what's coming next? So we got to tackle the tough problems in D.C. by sitting down, coming together, and getting us on the right trajectory, and then creating the environment so that businesses can start putting people back to work again. That's the number one issue.
Martha McSally is with us on the Buckmaster Show. She is the Republican candidate in CD2. And as far as health care?
It's absolutely up there. I mean, we need real health care reform. I do not think it is a government-run program. I do not support the Affordable Care Act. It is anything but affordable, now costing us over $1.7 trillion total is what the newest estimates are, and taking over $700 billion from Medicare. So we got to stop talking about what we're against, though, and start talking about what we're for. So I've been sitting down with doctors and nurses, hospital administrators, people in the insurance business and pharmaceuticals and others, and trying to really understand what are the cost drivers so that we can have real health care reform that brings the cost down to make it affordable and available for people. Because if we do nothing or we try and go back to where we were, it's going to bankrupt us as a country and as people. So these are complex issues, Bill, and we need someone who's going to put their nose to the grindstone and try and figure out how to solve them, bring a team of people together, and make things happen. And that's what I'm offering.
Martha McSally, good to talk with you. Folks can get more information at your website.
Absolutely, marthamcsally.com. Please join our team, and let's do this together.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.